Otis Ranger. Pop Song Tech.
Welcome to Pop Song Tech. I'm Otis Ranger. Music today is going to feature a great interview with Bryan Russo out of Berlin, Maryland, about his song, What a Time to Be Alive. Technology today is going to, feature me trying to figure out how a smart light bulb works. I've got the Philips Hue light bulb. We're doing an unboxing today here at Pop Song Tech. Stay tuned for more.
And now, the comedian you've been waiting for, King Julian, stand up!
How many koalas does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They are not koalified. Get it? How funny! Thank you. How many bats does it take to screw in a light bulb? It doesn't matter. They are bats. They don't need light, silly. I tricked you good on that one, Maurice. Oh, Maurice is not here. How many lions does it take to screw in a light bulb? One. But it is not true. He will tell you he did it, but he's lying. You see what I did there, Maurice? All right, you are still not here. How many King Julians does it take to screw in a light bulb? I do not know. I simply ask Maurice and it is done. I am a king. I do not have time to waste on light bulbs.
This is Bryan Russo, and you're listening to Pop Song Tech.
I was born of a holy woman and a missing man. While she prayed, I hit that bottle and I bit the hand. She sent me down to the preacher. He said, oh my God would never Then a man came in, he said, I used to know your mama, that's why you look a bit like me. I had a midlife crisis at the age of 19. Outside the man's for Texas, they sent me clear to Tennessee. I can't go to California, don't care for my pedigree. They say there's no happy endings. They ran out of silent grass lanes. Oh, 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 oh,
And we are coming out of the sounds of Bryan Russo right there. That's a song of his off of the Burden of Proof album. That is called Shiny Brass Rings. And stick around. We've got a pretty kick-ass interview with Bryan Russo coming up here in just a few minutes. We're going to be doing a deep dive into his musical influences, his background as a journalist. You know, he also had a radio show for a while on NPR. He's a very thoughtful person, bringing together kind of journalistic instincts with the ability to just put together some pretty incredible music across the genres, whether it's rock or blues or jazz. This guy is super talented. You want to stick around for this interview. The insights that he brings are very deep, very thoughtful, and very relevant to what's going on in our world today. Our featured song today is a side project of his called What a Time to Be Alive. He just entered this into a BBC contest, and he's going to be talking with us about that song. He's going to be talking with us about the Unfinished Symphony here, his next album that's going to be coming up after Burden of Proof, and a lot more about Berlin, Maryland, which is the town that movie with Julia Roberts, The Runaway Bride, is in. He's going to give us some insights on that too. And we are all about insights. On the other side of the featured song today, we're going to be doing an unboxing. That's right, me, Otis Ranger here. We haven't done an unboxing in a while, and I made a trip to Home Depot this morning. First, because my dehumidifier broke, and I needed to get a new dehumidifier. And man, those things are expensive. I forgot about how much those things cost. But anyway, I came across the light bulb aisle. And I was thinking back to the Paley Center for Media event that I was at 2 months ago, in which they brought in a bunch of executives from technology companies to talk about the kind of the big takeaways from CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. And one of the guys, one of the main speakers there was from IBM. And he was talking about the smart home and connected devices and those things. And I had a chance to talk with him before the event started, and he was raving about how awesome his smart light bulb was at home. And he was just saying, you got to get one of these things. You got to get one of these things. And I've not done that. And, I've gone down the road of having a Nest and those types of things. But I haven't really done the whole smart home thing. I don't have all the lights in the house hooked up to my Sonos speakers or anything like that. So this is my first foray. And I figured, why not do this together here on Pop Song Tech? So I went out, and I'm not sure that this is the best smart light that's out there, but it seemed pretty cool. It's not just a light bulb, it's a light strip. It's 80 inches of light that I'm going to end up putting here in the studio here at Pop Song Tech. And if you haven't seen pictures of the studio before, I've got some videos up on our Facebook page. Just search Pop Song Tech, one word. You'll find some videos that I've put together, including from today, here in my studio, and in future episodes where I do some video recordings, you'll be able to see these lights. But we're going to be doing this unboxing here today on Pop Song Tech, pop culture-wise, though. All right, can't go any further without talking about the Oscars. The Oscars, my goodness, my Guinness, I don't know what they were thinking at the end there. PwC has egg all over its face. They gave the guys the wrong envelope for announcing the best picture, and they mispronounced it as La La Land, which it was not. And can you imagine being the people that gave the thank you speeches there from La La Land, only to have, after you gave the thank you speeches for winning this award, the realization that you didn't win the award? They pulled a total Steve Harvey here on the Oscars, and kudos, of course, to Moonlight, and what a great showing they had in terms of the awards that they won this year. It's not a movie I've actually seen yet. I did see Manchester by the Sea, and Jimmy Kimmel was right. You need Zoloff after that thing because it's pretty depressing, but, well acted. I enjoyed it. Went on a nice hot date with my wife to go check out Manchester by the Sea. But Jimmy Kimmel, I thought, did a great job. His dry sense of humor really resonated with me. I thought that, him tweeting at the president in the middle of it because the president wasn't making comments about Meryl Streep or anything like that. I thought that was classic. And I've never seen anything funnier on the Oscars, though, than them bringing a tour bus full of tourists, unrealizing where they were going in. One of those tours around L.A., around Hollywood, that's, you go see the homes of the rich and famous in hope of seeing a famous person maybe out in their lawn or something like that. No, they brought these guys in, and the people did not realize that they were about to be paraded onto the stage of the Oscars and meet all of these celebrities. And Denzel Washington married a couple there, and Gary from Chicago became an instant hashtag on Twitter, and he was trending. And unbeknownst to them, they were going to be turned into instant fame there at the Oscars. But man, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I have to say, the performance by Justin Timberlake opening it was a lot of fun. My kids loved it. That song is very, very popular right now in a movie called Trolls. I've watched Trolls probably about 273 times in the past 2 weeks. Trolls is on kind of repeat playback here. So that's what we're doing here at the Ranger household, is just watching Trolls. But what we're doing here at Pop Song Tech is moving into an awesome interview with Bryan Russo. Other side of that, we're talking smart home, we're talking smart light bulbs, and we're doing an unboxing of the Philips Hue White and Color Ambiance Light Strip Plus. All right, so I've got Bryan Russo in studio with us today, here from Berlin, Maryland. Bryan, how the heck are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks so much for having me.
You got it. I'm really excited to talk with you, especially after, purchasing your latest album, Burden of Proof, last year from 2016. I know back on episode 29 of Pop Song Tech, we featured a couple of your songs on that. And, we started it off. It was right around November when the election was happening. And I came across your music video for The Twist. And it just had this this feel to it that just seems so appropriate for our times, at that time anyway, with the election taking place. And so I started the show off then with The Twist. We talked about Honesty, your other song from Burden of Proof. But I'm so thrilled today to be talking with you about, one, your latest album there, two, the next in your symphony here of albums, and then also kind of this project called Journo with What a Time to Be Alive. So you're from Berlin, Maryland, is that right?
That's right. We've lived here for 14 years. It's sort of like walking into a Norman Rockwell painting. This little quaint historic town, about 8 miles from the beach, in Ocean City, Maryland, and it's a beautiful place to raise kids, and it's a beautiful place to live. It's a very tough place to be a songwriter. But it's if you wake up every morning and you start writing songs with your coffee, doesn't matter where you live, you're a songwriter. So
that's true.
You do the work where the work is and where you can and to the best of your ability. So
yeah,
I think technology has shown us that you don't have to live on Bleecker Street or the Sunset Strip to make a go of being a musician or being a viable songwriter. So that's sort of what I've been trying to do, even down here at the beach.
That's awesome. And that area right there, I grew up down in Northern Virginia, not too far from Ocean City, and not too far from Berlin. And I think I've heard of that area and your town in particular as being America's coolest small town.
Yeah. It won some sort of an online poll, and it has brought hordes of people to our little town. I mean, when we bought our house almost 10 years